Something shifted in the world of NBA YoungBoy, and almost nobody saw it coming. For weeks, he had stayed completely silent, letting the internet swell with speculation in his absence. What began as small whispers in comment sections, offhand jokes that most brushed off, slowly snowballed into full-blown viral debates. TikToks racked up millions of views, X threads erupted, and fans argued endlessly over one question: is there something YoungBoy isn't telling us? The rumors didn't appear overnight. They crept forward almost imperceptibly at first. People expected some kind of reaction, a tweet, an Instagram story, a casual comment in a live stream to shut things down, but nothing came, just silence. And that silence didn't calm the storm, it amplified it. When a high-profile artist like YoungBoy refuses to engage, the internet doesn't move on. It fills the vacuum itself, dissecting every past moment for clues, every lyric, every glance, every public interaction. Old interviews, live streams, and random clips from years ago suddenly became evidence. A laugh in a past video, once harmless, now looked evasive. A casual handshake or pat on a friend's shoulder was replayed in slow motion, analyzed by self-appointed body language experts. Compilation videos sprang up across platforms, long edits zooming in on expressions, tone shifts, and gestures, turning seconds into supposed proof. Comments flew. "Y'all seeing this too? This has been obvious for years. Am I tripping or?" Once people start hunting for signs, they tend to find them everywhere because the very act of searching reshapes perception into reality. This was YoungBoy's first run-in with internet speculation. His career has been a non-stop cycle of controversies, legal battles, high-profile relationships, industry feuds, and beefs that kept him trending for one reason or another. Fans were used to seeing him in the headlines, but this wave felt different. It wasn't tied to a diss track, a court date, or an album drop. This was personal, the kind of story that spreads because it taps into curiosity about someone's private life, not just their public persona. As the chatter grew, voices multiplied. Some posted jokes for clout, others shared serious takes, and plenty joined just to be part of the trending topic. Polls emerged on fan pages. "Do you think it's true?" Reaction channels dissected angles relentlessly. Even casual observers who barely followed his music got pulled into the discussion because it had become inescapable across platforms. And throughout it all, YoungBoy remained silent. No clapbacks, no hints, no subtle captions. That silence became a character in its own right. Fans split into camps. One side argued he was ignoring nonsense too absurd to dignify. The other saw the absence of denial as telling. If it wasn't true, why not say so? Why let speculation grow unchecked? The debate became polarized, with defenders insisting this was just another attempt to smear him, while skeptics compiled receipts from old content, convinced the pattern was undeniable. Old lyrics were reframed as clues. Years-old interviews resurfaced with new captions. Social media became a courtroom where everyone was judge, jury, and executioner. Then came the turning point. A short, seemingly casual clip surfaced. Unlike the viral confrontations that normally dominate feeds, this one felt spontaneous, almost off the cuff. At first glance, it seemed ordinary, YoungBoy saying something that on the surface appeared unremarkable. But once tied to the swirling rumors, the context shifted. Some heard it as a subtle denial, a quiet way of brushing off the noise. Others dissected the delivery, the pause, and the tone, convinced he was dodging or indirectly confirming the speculation. That ambiguity ignited the internet. The clip didn't resolve the story, it multiplied questions. Replays flooded feeds as fans looped the video, analyzing word choice, inflection, and even background noise for hidden meaning. Side-by-side comparisons emerged. Reaction videos broke down his expressions frame by frame. People debated endlessly. He didn't deny it directly. Listen to that pause, sounds like an admission. Nah, he's just tired of the BS. One short clip became a full-blown narrative battlefield. What made this moment so explosive was how it tapped into YoungBoy's public image. From the start, his appeal has been raw and unfiltered. His music, live streams, and outbursts feel authentic, like a window into real life with no filters. Fans connected because it seemed genuine. They weren't just watching performances. They were witnessing someone's struggles and triumphs in real time. But that openness comes at a cost. Every gesture, glance, or unexplained pause is scrutinized, dissected, and interpreted. The effect is double-edged. It fosters unshakable loyalty among some fans but gives skeptics endless material. Small moments once dismissed now carry weight. A laugh from years ago is suddenly suspicious. A casual interaction appears loaded. Retroactive reinterpretation is the engine of internet speculation. Once a new lens is applied, past content aligns to support the emerging story. YoungBoy's silence only fueled the effect. In an era when artists address every rumor almost immediately, refusing to respond stands out. Some hailed it as strength, not reacting, focusing on music. Others criticized it as avoidance. The longer the silence stretched, the more the void grew, and the more people projected their assumptions into it. When that key clip finally surfaced, it wasn't framed as a response. There was no caption, no explanation, no staged moment. Just YoungBoy, recorded naturally, speaking in his usual style. For many, it was the first from him moment since the rumors began. And yet, instead of clarity, it produced more confusion. Depending on one's pre-existing belief, it read as denial, dodge, or subtle confirmation. That uncertainty perpetuated the conversation, ensuring it wouldn't fade anytime soon. This is classic internet behavior. Ambiguity fuels engagement. Clear answers kill momentum, vague ones prolong it. Millions heard the same clip and walked away with opposite conclusions, each side convinced of their interpretation. And as debate spreads, more people join in, commenting, replying, posting, duetting, stitching, or screenshotting. Engagement grows exponentially. The intensity also reflects YoungBoy's unique status. He's not a conventional star on a scripted path. His rise has been driven by relentless output, emotional vulnerability, and unpredictability. Fans invest deeply in his story because it feels ongoing and authentic. Every public moment, or non-moment, is analyzed through that lens. Rumors about his private life gain traction because his narrative is so personal and accessible, unlike traditional, polished celebrity images. As the clip circulated, the tone of the conversation shifted from slow-burn curiosity to full-blown frenzy. Debates ignited instantly across platforms. People weren't passively scrolling. They were dissecting, debating, and recruiting others into their viewpoints. The conversation escaped his core fanbase, hitting mainstream social feeds, drawing in outsiders, each bringing new layers of interpretation. The dynamics at play also highlight the power of silence. YoungBoy didn't engage the rumor directly, yet the void he left was just as influential as any statement could have been. Silence allowed speculation to thrive unchecked. When the clip appeared, it didn't resolve the discussion, it redirected it. Now the debate wasn't just about whether rumors were true. It became a discourse about perception, projection, and the interpretation of subtle signals. In the end, the story underscores a critical point about celebrity in the digital era. Perception often outweighs explicit statements. YoungBoy's silence, combined with a single ambiguous clip, demonstrates how narrative can be shaped without a single direct declaration. Millions of fans reacted, analyzed, and theorized, creating a layered saga built on subtle gestures, context, and inferred meaning. And the discussion shows no signs of slowing. Answers may never come in the form people expect. Some fans see genius in his approach, others see indifference. Whatever the interpretation, one thing is clear: something shifted. The clip, the silence, the ongoing speculation, it all signifies a turning point. The internet is still trying to untangle what really happened, what it means, and what might come next. In a digital landscape that craves clarity, YoungBoy's approach, raw, unscripted, and often silent, remains polarizing. It's a testament to the power of restraint, ambiguity, and authenticity, even in the face of relentless scrutiny. His silence has not ended the story. It has made it far more compelling, keeping millions invested in the smallest details of his words, gestures, and past actions. The moment revealed just how much influence ambiguity can hold in the age of social media. Millions interpreted 4 or 5 seconds differently, each seeing their own version of the narrative. Every prior video, every lyric, every expression became material for debate. The rumor evolved into a cultural phenomenon, illustrating how modern celebrity is not just built on output, but also on perception, projection, and the endless interpretation of small signals. Whether YoungBoy chooses to address the topic directly or continues with his characteristic silence, the situation has already proven one thing. In the digital era, silence can be as loud as words, and a single ambiguous clip can trigger a conversation that will not end easily. The internet is still dissecting, theorizing, and projecting. And for YoungBoy, that quiet, unspoken presence may be the most powerful move of all. The NBA YoungBoy saga had already gripped the internet, but suddenly, the story began spilling into the broader music industry. Why subtle social media posts from rappers, influencers, and bloggers started appearing, none naming him directly, but the timing was too precise to ignore. One artist wrote, "Y'all gotta stop forcing narratives on people's lives." Another said, "If someone don't speak on it, that don't mean what you think." Fans immediately connected the dots, interpreting these vague comments as either support or shade aimed at YoungBoy. Blogs caught on fast, headlines grew bolder, and what had begun as rumors became full-blown controversy. Once that label sticks, the story scales quickly, moving beyond whispers and into mainstream discussion. Into this mix came an alleged insider claiming proximity to YoungBoy's circle. Their input didn't confirm or deny any of the speculation. Instead, it shifted the conversation. "Y'all focusing on the wrong thing," they wrote. "This ain't even about that." Their angle reframed the saga as a commentary on pressure, the pressure of endless online scrutiny, of expectations, of fans and observers defining someone's life through fragments, clips, and assumptions. For a brief moment, the perspective resonated. People paused to consider the human side, that the artist being dissected might simply be exhausted from living under the microscope. But as always, calm didn't last online. Not long after, another clip emerged. This one had a different energy, more serious, no playfulness, no casual joke. In it, YoungBoy stared at the camera with exhaustion in his eyes, his voice carrying frustration like someone who had watched the circus unfold for too long. His words were ambiguous, but the emotion was unmistakable. Fans interpreted it as him being fed up. "Y'all pushed him here," one wrote. "He doesn't even want to speak anymore." For the first time, some observers questioned whether the internet had gone too far. Others doubled down. Emotion doesn't equal denial. He still hasn't said no. The division widened. Factions multiplied, each with their own interpretation of what was happening and why. Rumors began circulating about unreleased content, more clips, moments waiting to drop. If true, these were only the opening acts. Situations like this rarely fade quietly. They mutate, grow, and pull in new angles over time. The biggest unknown became the next step. Another leak, an insider escalation, a direct statement from YoungBoy himself. Any new development could tip the narrative from ongoing controversy into full-blown meltdown. Whispers of a potential clear, unambiguous response started gaining traction. Not coded, not sidestepped, but direct. If it occurred, it would either extinguish the fire or pour rocket fuel on it. Given the pattern so far, quiet resolution seemed unlikely, but anticipation alone added weight. Meanwhile, the internet had fully mobilized. Threads on X went viral, dissecting every clip and rumor. TikTok was flooded with frame-by-frame analyses, duets, and reaction videos. YouTube channels produced hour-long breakdowns, going over every inflection, gesture, and background cue. At the center of it all sat NBA YoungBoy, silent for stretches, dropping just enough material to keep the conversation alive, without ever fully engaging. Two distinct camps had formed. One fiercely defended him, arguing this was online overreach, forced narratives, invasion of privacy, exaggeration. "He owes nobody an explanation," wrote defenders. Fan pages rallied, debunking clips and reposting compilations that highlighted how previous moments were taken out of context. To them, this story stemmed from overreaching assumptions, not reality. The other side matched that intensity. Silence, they argued, spoke volumes. Multiple opportunities to shut it down had passed, yet nothing changed. "Silence is telling," wrote one fan. They compiled timelines, side-by-sides, and old receipts, claiming the evidence spoke for itself. Middle ground disappeared. You were either defending YoungBoy's privacy or questioning everything he did or didn't do. The irony was striking. YoungBoy had built his career on authenticity, rawness, and unfiltered emotion. Fans connected because he seemed real, emotions on display without polish. But that transparency made him a target. Every pause, glance, and non-answer became fuel for speculation. His refusal to follow the typical celebrity playbook, addressing every whisper online, made him polarizing. Strength or evasion, admiration or frustration. Each interpretation depended on perspective. This saga became a textbook example of digital-era dynamics. Ambiguity fuels engagement. Clear statements stop debates. Vagueness keeps them alive. Millions consumed the same material yet walked away with opposing realities. Defenders viewed it as protection of privacy. Skeptics saw avoidance. Both felt equally valid, each entrenched in their own interpretive bubble. As layers of content stacked, old and new clips leaked, voice notes, live streams teasing without clarifying, industry whispers, insider commentary. The narrative evolved beyond the original rumor. It became about pressure, perception, and the cost of fame in a hyperconnected world. Truth mattered less than the machine it powered. The story mutated from gossip into a living phenomenon. Uncertainty remained the defining feature. No final word had landed. No definitive evidence confirmed or denied anything. The conversation continued, mutating with every new clip or comment. In the space between silence and speculation, chaos thrived and attention followed. YoungBoy sat at the center, moving forward on his terms. Whether that was strategy, exhaustion, or indifference was up to interpretation. That ambiguity ensured the story's longevity. As the weeks went on, bigger names indirectly entered the discussion. This wasn't direct callouts, just subtle commentary whose timing made it impossible to ignore. A popular streamer went live and said, "People be reading into stuff too much, but sometimes people not saying nothing for a reason." The clip was snipped, shared, and reposted across platforms, with fans linking it straight back to YoungBoy. Implication hung heavy. Perhaps the silence was deliberate, intentional even. Another influencer posted on X, "I think we gotta let people live. Not everything needs a label." That post exploded, gaining thousands of retweets and likes overnight. Suddenly, the conversation moved beyond clips and rumors, touching on identity, privacy, and the ethics of online speculation. Was the internet overstepping by demanding transparency from someone whose life was already public? Did fans have the right to dissect personal moments just because YoungBoy was famous? Questions of ethics, boundaries, and responsibility emerged, elevating the discussion beyond mere gossip into cultural critique. This shift marked a turning point. The story was no longer just about rumor verification. It became a mirror reflecting society's obsession with labeling and exposing celebrities. Some argued that public figures accept scrutiny when they chase fame, that silence inevitably draws questions. Others argued that everyone deserves boundaries, regardless of status. Conversations splintered. What is fair game for fans? When does curiosity become invasion? How much does the internet amplify harm through unchecked narratives? The debate reached essays, podcasts, and video essays, turning a small story into a broader cultural discussion. Yet amid these higher-level reflections, many stayed locked on the initial controversy. Clips were replayed endlessly, ambiguous words dissected, and the fundamental question repeated: why wouldn't he just address it directly? Frustration was palpable across comment sections. "If it's not true, say it," became a common refrain, echoed in memes, reaction videos, and social threads. The internet revealed its dual nature, capable of deep reflection one moment, relentless fixation the next. Then a subtler development occurred. Accounts driving the narrative, compiling evidence, sparking viral threads, pushing the fire, began vanishing. Posts were deleted en masse, profiles switched to private, entire threads wiped. This wasn't random, it looked coordinated, sparking immediate suspicion. Were creators stepping back voluntarily, realizing they'd gone too far? Or was there external intervention, legal pressure, management involvement, or personal requests from YoungBoy's team? The deletions didn't calm speculation. If anything, they intensified it, suggesting activity behind the scenes that the public wasn't seeing. Speculation ran rampant. "This is deeper than we think," read one comment. The visible drama felt like just the surface. Perhaps management, lawyers, or other personal interests were at play. The story gained a layer of unpredictability, as if what fans saw online was only part of a more complex, opaque reality. Conspiracy theories multiplied, turning YoungBoy's silence into a symbol of unseen dynamics and power behind the scenes. Just when it seemed like every angle had been explored, a subtle whisper suggested a final, definitive response might be on the horizon. Not another vague clip, not an ambiguous comment, something clear and direct that could resolve the saga. Fans speculated obsessively. Would it be a social media post, a lyric drop in a song, an interview? One explicit statement could either quash the entire discussion or reignite it completely, confirming suspicions or fueling backlash. Until that moment arrives, the story remains in flux. Every prior clip, every deleted post, every ambiguous comment contributes to a complex web of narrative, perception, and projection. The saga illustrates the power of silence and ambiguity in the digital era. YoungBoy didn't have to speak to dominate the conversation. By staying unengaged, he allowed speculation to explode organically. One brief offhand clip could change everything, proving that in today's culture, meaning isn't dictated by statements alone, it is co-created by interpretation, rumor, and projection. In a world that craves instant clarity, YoungBoy's strategy, intentional silence, raw emotion, and limited interaction, keeps the internet locked in. People continue to debate, theorize, and project, generating engagement and attention without a single official response. Whether his silence is strategic, exhausted, indifferent, or all three, it remains one of the most polarizing forces in music culture. The story continues to grow, fueled by uncertainty, interpretation, and the ever-present desire to know what lies beneath the surface. The saga has shown how a single ambiguous clip can dominate timelines, how silence can speak louder than words, and how perception often outweighs fact in a hyper-connected digital ecosystem. The internet remains invested, divided, and endlessly analyzing because no definitive conclusion has been provided. That's the genius, or danger, of YoungBoy's approach. He is both the center and the controlled void, shaping narratives without saying a word. And until the next clip drops, the next post surfaces, or a definitive statement is made, the story will continue, and casual observers alike began viewing YoungBoy through a lens colored by weeks of analysis, speculation, and debate. Personal identity, career trajectory, and public image had all been subtly altered by a combination of silence, carefully timed clips, and the disappearance of sources. Meanwhile, anticipation for further developments remained palpable. Fans speculated about a definite "I've" statement, a final, clear communication that could either resolve or further inflame the story. What form would it take? Another video, lyrics dropped in a song, a full interview? Each possibility created its own wave of engagement, keeping the saga alive and unpredictable. The situation illuminated the paradox of celebrity in the digital age. Fame attracts attention, and attention invites interpretation. Public figures can no longer exist outside the lens of online scrutiny. Yet the same culture that demands transparency often punishes authenticity, creating a cycle in which silence, clarity, or even misinterpretation can all have consequences. YoungBoy's handling of the situation demonstrated this tension perfectly. By controlling what he revealed and what he didn't, he both dominated the narrative and maintained personal boundaries. Cultural context amplified these dynamics. YoungBoy's upbringing, his experiences with the legal system, and his track record of unfiltered music made him uniquely vulnerable to speculation, but also uniquely resilient. Fans who understood his history interpreted ambiguity as strategy or survival, while outsiders often read it as evasive. The same statements could serve multiple functions: commentary on human behavior, assertion of personal privacy, or subtle narrative management. Each reading was valid within its context. Social media mechanics played a pivotal role. Algorithms favored engagement-heavy content, promoting clips, reactions, and threads that perpetuated discussion. The more people debated, the more visibility content gained. Influencer commentary and mainstream coverage lent credibility, even when indirect, creating a feedback loop that ensured continued exposure. Every interaction, like, share, or repost, reinforced the story's momentum. The saga also exposed the fragility of digital memory. In an era where content can vanish in an instant, threads deleted, posts scrubbed, the permanence of perception often outstrips the permanence of evidence. Screenshots, archives, and reposts serve as digital fossils, allowing narrative fragments to persist even as the original sources disappear. In this case, erasures amplified intrigue, transforming absence into a storytelling device. Despite all analysis, the final takeaway remained uncertain. No explicit confirmation, no definitive evidence, no singular authoritative statement had emerged. Yet the story's impact was unmistakable. Fans had split, perceptions had shifted, and the narrative ecosystem had evolved beyond the initial rumor. YoungBoy had managed to control the conversation not by speaking, but by strategically withholding information, using silence and measured ambiguity to dominate attention. Now, the lingering questions dominate discussion. Did YoungBoy's calm video represent the final word, or a strategic pause in a larger plan? Was it a privacy plea, a philosophical reflection, or a subtle acknowledgement of the rumors? How much of the unfolding drama was orchestrated versus organic? And perhaps most importantly, how does this story reflect the broader relationship between celebrities and the hyperconnected digital world they inhabit? Fans remain engaged, divided, and endlessly analyzing. Every past clip, every deleted thread, every philosophical utterance becomes fodder for interpretation. Speculation continues to generate content, engagement, and conversation. Algorithms continue to amplify discussion. And YoungBoy, whether intentionally or by virtue of his strategy, remains at the center, a figure both controlling and controlled, elusive and visible. Ultimately, the saga is more than rumor. It is a case study in digital-age celebrity, internet dynamics, and human psychology. It shows how ambiguity can be more powerful than clarity, how absence can generate more attention than presence, and how speculation can alter perception without ever confirming fact. YoungBoy's handling of the situation has become a blueprint for understanding modern fame. Authenticity draws attention, silence breeds interpretation, and every minor gesture is magnified beyond measure. The story is ongoing. Rumors, clips, and deletions could resurface at any time. Fans speculate endlessly, dissecting the smallest clues for meaning. The internet's appetite for drama ensures that whatever comes next, another clip, insider commentary, or even silence, will be analyzed, theorized, and debated. And until that moment arrives, the ambiguity remains the defining feature of the saga, keeping engagement high and the story alive in perpetuity. So where do you land? Did YoungBoy's measured video address the rumors effectively, or did it craft ambiguity to evade being pinned down? Was it a statement about privacy, a philosophical reflection, or a subtle acknowledgement? Opinions are split, debates are raging, and the story continues to unfold in real time. The internet is watching, analyzing, and projecting meaning, as always, because in this saga, see, length speaks louder than words, and ambiguity is king. This is the digital age of celebrity, a world in which the line between public and private, truth and perception, is increasingly blurred. NBA YoungBoy's saga illustrates it perfectly. A single, calm statement, coupled with strategic silence and selective deletions, can dominate discourse, shape perception, and redefine a narrative without ever delivering clarity. And as the internet waits for the next chapter, one thing is certain: this story is far from over. End the speculation, but it could also alienate fans or invite new waves of criticism. The uncertainty kept everyone hooked, scrolling for updates. Then came the twist no one saw coming, flipping the narrative once more. After weeks of buildup, a new video surfaced late one night, not from shady gossip pages but a source perceived as close to YoungBoy himself. It wasn't flashy or overproduced, just him speaking calmly, composed, without the raw emotion fans often associated with him. The content was brief, undramatic, but its impact was immediate and profound. He didn't deliver a yes or no bombshell. Instead, he offered this: people gonna be who they are, and people gonna say what they wanna say. That line hit like a thunderclap. No explicit denial, no confirmation, just a philosophical shrug that left room for endless interpretation. The internet froze for a split second before erupting. Some viewed it as acceptance, a subtle nod to living authentically amid noise. Others saw avoidance, a clever dodge to sidestep accountability. Privacy advocates hailed it as a stand against invasive speculation, while skeptics dismissed it as saying nothing at all. The ambiguity was masterful, whether intentional or not, because it kept the conversation alive rather than closing it. This statement became the saga's most dissected element. Threads analyzed its wording, tone, and context. Was people gonna be who they are a reference to personal identity or a general commentary on human nature? Did it imply resignation to rumors or defiance? The video's controlled delivery contrasted with YoungBoy's usual unfiltered style, adding another layer, perhaps signaling maturity or strategy. Fans split further. Defenders praised his restraint, while critics demanded more. As people grappled with this, another development compounded the intrigue. Those insider accounts from earlier, gone entirely now, along with deleted threads and vanished receipts. The cleanup raised red flags. Were these sources exposed as frauds? Did they face backlash? Or was their orchestrated removal to control the narrative? The absences didn't soothe suspicions. They heightened them, making the situation feel more serious and shadowy. The focus shifted from what was said to what was erased. Conversations turned to control. Who holds power in shaping online stories? Is the internet truly free, or can influence wipe traces? This meta layer added depth, transforming the drama into a commentary on digital manipulation. Uncertainty bred more theories. Perhaps legal teams scrubbed content to avoid lawsuits, or maybe YoungBoy's circle quashed leaks. Whatever the truth, the deletions made everything feel orchestrated, eroding trust in the visible narrative. Even after all this, the noise, reactions, supposed evidence, nothing stood as definitively confirmed. No official word, no irrefutable proof, yet the damage or shift was done. Perceptions had altered irreversibly. Once rumors take root, they linger, influencing how fans view an artist. The saga illustrated how speculation can reshape realities without facts. The lingering question: was that video his final say or a strategic pause in a larger play? If it was closure, the story might fade. But if more emerges, additional clips, statements, or insiders, the ripple could redefine YoungBoy's image entirely. The internet waits, breath held, for the next move. Now, after unpacking this whirlwind, it's time for real talk. This isn't cut and dried, it's messy, ongoing. What's your take? Did YoungBoy address the rumors effectively, or did he craft ambiguity to evade pinning down? Was it a privacy plea or something profound we're just scratching? The web split. Some say it flips everything, others claim zilch changed. Where do you land? Share in the comments, I'm checking them all. This debate's ballooning. If you stuck through, smash that like it's one of those evolving tales. For more real-time breakdowns, viral dives, and deep drama dives, subscribe and bell up. If another twist hits, a clip, statement, surprise, we'll cover it quick. The next chapter could top this. Stay tuned, it's heating up. To fully grasp how this escalated, remember the foundation. YoungBoy's career thrives on authenticity, making him a magnet for analysis. His music, raw and emotional, invites fans in, but also exposes him to overreach. This rumor cycle exploited that, starting small and snowballing through social echo chambers. Eager voices entering reframed it as a privacy battle. The streamer's comment, though general, resonated because it echoed YoungBoy's silent strategy. The influencer's tweet amplified calls for empathy, sparking threads on celebrity mental health and online toxicity. These interventions, while indirect, lent credibility, drawing mainstream attention. The deeper discussions on identity and rights were pivotal. They questioned if demanding labels undermines personal freedom, especially for artists like YoungBoy, whose life story includes legal woes and personal struggles. This elevated the narrative beyond gossip into social commentary. Yet the core fixation persisted, clarity's absence. Fans' frustration stemmed from investment. They feel entitled to truth after supporting through ups and downs. This tension underscores parasocial relationships' pitfalls. Deletions added conspiracy flavor. In an era of digital permanence, erasures suggest intervention, fueling behind-the-scenes theories. Perhaps cease and desist letters flew, or self-preservation kicked in. Either way, it shifted from open debate to shadowy intrigue. The rumored final statement built hype, like a season finale tease. When the video dropped, its calm ambiguity was genius or maddening, depending on perspective. People gonna be who they are could mean acceptance of self, others' opinions, or both. Its openness ensured continued engagement. Post-video, erasures intensified suspicion. Control became the theme. Who curates online truth? This meta-shift made the story self-referential about how narratives form and dissolve. Ultimately, no confirmation leaves room for evolution. Impacts already felt, shifted perceptions, divided fans. If more comes, it could redefine. Your thoughts, did he address or evade? Privacy stand or deeper code? Internet's divided, join in comments. Like if engaged, sub for updates. Next twist incoming, stay ready. Expanding further, consider cultural context. YoungBoy from Baton Rouge embodies resilience amid adversity. Rumors touching personal identity hit sensitive, given hip-hop's history with such topics. The saga reflects broader societal shifts toward inclusivity, yet persistent judgment. Influencer inputs highlighted this. The streamer's words suggested nuance in silence, perhaps hinting at unspoken reasons. The tweet advocated live and let live, challenging label obsession. Ethical debates flourished. Is speculation harmless fun or harmful pressure? For YoungBoy, under house arrest scrutiny, added stress could be real. Persistent demands for clarity ignore his pattern. He addresses on his terms, often through music. Deletions sparked accountability talks. Should spreaders face consequences? Or is free speech absolute? Rumored statement built suspense. Video's delivery, calm, direct, contrasted chaos. Lines interpretation varies. Philosophical resignation, subtle confirmation, privacy assertion. Further deletions post-video amplified control narrative, suggesting orchestrated cleanup. No resolution means ongoing impact. Perceptions stick, reversal tough. Question remains, end or continuation. More could shake foundations. Opinion time, addressed or open-ended. Privacy or profound, divided online your stance. Comments await, reading all. Like for depth, sub for breakdowns. Notifications on next big. To reach depth, analyze mechanics. Social algorithms boosted visibility, rewarding controversy. Bigger voices amplified reach, drawing diverse audiences. Privacy shift humanized, reminding celebs are people. Yet fixation shows addiction to drama. Deletions as twist, digital forensics ensued, screenshots preserving traces. Rumored statement as cliffhanger. Video as pivot, ambiguity masterclass. Interpretation dangers, echo chambers reinforce biases. Erasures as final shift, from content to absence. Chilling, no confirmation, yet changed narrative. Bigger if more emerges. Now you think addressed, left open, privacy or deeper. Stand where, comments now, debate grows. Like, sub, notify, story starts.